He proved me wrong, dude. He proved me wrong. Why isn't my stream working? Did it? Hey, hey. No, I told you pause play. I'll drop her. What has he done? What has he done? Is this public? Like, what's going on? Cause, bro, I don't see my stream. Okay, I see it now. I see it now. They kind of own us. I can't lie. Like, they own us. I mean, I told you if we go against any type of big, like any type of big, bro, Sengun's not a rim protector. No, stop it. He's not no rim. Okay, offensively it's fine. I'm talking about
The
defensively.
field in the
Defensively
Eastern
we're good.
Conference is down to 2. And tonight, the battle
Who?
to reach the NBA
Jackson Hayes.
Finals begins.
He's not a good
It's all
defensive
here
big.
on 2K Sports.
If it's AD, good.
This is Brian Anderson, joined by
Okay,
Grant
hey,
Hill
CK,
and Richard
just
Jefferson.
don't be mad while I'm
The
trying this out,
Force
all
will
right?
be
I'm
our
just trying
reporter
this
from the
out.
sideline. You look at
Okay,
the
this is not
Bulls.
what I'm talking about. I feel horribly delayed.
Well, I
Jesus
think they're
Christ.
the favorites here. They have home court in a longer series, though the better team typically prevails. They've certainly had the better year up to this point.
You look at the Bulls. It took a major effort for them to advance out
bro,
of the
I
conference
didn't
semis.
change.
How much of an effect does that have on a team?
Well, you want to conserve energy as much as possible in the early rounds. They really weren't able to do that. Here's where the home fans need to rise up and give their guys the jolt of adrenaline they need.
Here's the closer. Here's Amude. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone by. Fires the 3. Oh. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Out to the right wing. Another 3 for Chicago. And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
There's 53 seconds left in the first. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
These are his first free throws of the game. Both shots good from the stripe.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
The 3 is up. It's rebounded by Law. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Boston. Pass to Amude. Fires for 3. And his first miss of the night. Now 2 of 3. Here's Garcia. Drills it from deep.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Into the lane. Amude gets the bucket.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Here's Garcia. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Bulls up 1.
The away team, 11.
And we're back with more action from the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Chicago.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
Chicago's shooting their first free throws of this game. The Bulls making a switch here. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. It's a three-point game. Here's Cooper. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. Pass to Key. Here's the pick. 6 to shoot. Here's Wilson. No points yet. No good on the 3. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Got a hand on it. To the paint. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Lets the 3 fly. Cooper's shot is off.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Pass to Key. .111 left to the first half of basketball. Knocks down the long J. He's got 5.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
There's a screen. Puts up a 3. Cooper's shot is off.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
To the left side wing. Down low. Uneasy 2 on the layup.
And adding to this lead right now. Riding a wave of momentum.
Yeah, they've locked in during this stretch. If they keep it up, their lead will only continue to grow.
Inside. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, it's all about clock management with these situations. Let's see how it plays out.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Ooh, costly foul there. That'll send him to the line for 3 free throws. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. Boston making a switch here. And the second free throw is good. The last one's off. They'll settle for 2. The 3 from Washington. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we finished off one half of play. Chicago ahead. They're up by 6. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And time for us to get back into it here in game 1. Chicago leading by 6. Baseline jumper. And the shot no good. A bit short.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Oh, and Johnson with a block. Here's Law. Yet to see a basket. Here's Amude. Oh, and he got got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And this will be his second trip to the free throw line. That free throw misses. And he's good on the second. Chicago leading by 5.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
And there's the drive. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Chicago shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And the first one at the line is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And if you're just joining us, we've played just over a minute here in the 3rd. There's a screen. Count it. Amude's got 11.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over. Here's Key. .141 left in the 3rd. Out to the wing. From deep. He drops it from range. Key's got his second basket of the night.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Here's Amude. 11 points in the game. It's rebounded by Key.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one.
58 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Pass to the closer. Here's Amude. To the inside. Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Well, we're into the 3rd quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Boston trails by 9. There's the screen by Johnson. Here's Amude. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Amude's got 14.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Here's the closer. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. What has them in front right now? We've reached the 4th quarter in what has been a very competitive game.
Hey, you gotta what?
Should be an
Hey,
exciting
cut out.
finish.
He always pops in my stream and like
Boston trails
messes
by
always
6.
cuts out.
Here's Amude. To the
Get out.
middle.
Yeah, get it back. Get it back.
Back to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
LCK, see you on
Making sure of it with the two-hand
C2K.
slam.
That's what I said,
I
bro.
don't blame him with the score this tight. You cannot take a chance
So that's
here.
where all the mods be. Yeah, of course. Back.
Here's Garcia. Shot clock at 5. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Boston trails by 4. Here's Amude. Pass to Johnson. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
It's stolen. Here's Amude. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And that's got to hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
That's the last thing you need to happen down the stretch. Let's see how they respond to the devastating punch.
First personal foul. First team foul.
He hits the first one, and that gives him a lead. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a two-point ball game.
And in a close game like this, they can really rely on him to take care of business at the line.
Pass to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
This has been the story of the game. A battle fought on offense.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
There's 57 seconds left to play in the fourth. 4 on the clock. Boston pulls it in. Crucial possession right here.
The crowd is on edge.
Here's Amude. They get it again.
And usually that's a bucket for him, but look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
They set the pick from the line. Oh, it falls!
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play, coming through when it matters most.
Outside Johnson. So a close game sees Chicago. Hey everyone, welcome to the 2K Sports broadcast of the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 2 coming up. I'm Brian Anderson, and joining me at the table, Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill. We've also got Allie LaForce bringing us reports. You look at the Bulls.
Well, with a win here, they'd be in great shape. Maintain their home court advantage, gain some momentum. On the flip side, a loss would send this series in a whole new direction.
Here's Amude. Look at the Bulls. And with a win in game one, they have an opportunity to put the hammer down tonight.
Yeah, this would be a big step toward the finals. To take a 2-0 lead tonight with 2 more games left on their home court would put them in terrific position. Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Last a minute. Out of bounds. It'll be Bulls ball.
That pass wandered off target. Can't lose focus on the little bitty things.
And we're about a minute into the first. Over to the wing. Here's Garcia. Washington a screen. 4-3. And the basket by Garcia.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
To win the run. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Just great energy on the offensive glass. That's exactly how you cut into a lead.
Boy, a slam like that is sure to give him a spark. Here's Garcia. Rebounded by Johnson. A minute 15 left to the first quarter here. Out to the wing. Here's the closer. Off target from three-point range. Chicago with the ball. Here's Garcia. Here's Livingston. It's rebounded by Law.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
They set a pick. Amude gets the bucket.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Garcia. Clock at 6. Oh, and Johnson with a block. So both teams making some changes here.
To the away team. Substitution on the court.
Boston trails by 3. Here's Cooper. Pass to Amude. Gets it off. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. 1 quarter in the books. And it's been a close one. It's the Bulls up by 3. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And welcome back to the Eastern Conference Finals presented by 2K Sports. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
They're playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
To the right side. Here's Cooper. And it's all tied up. Cooper's got his first 3 points of the game.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
Pass to Primo. Boom! He jams it straight down.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard hitting up like that, boy, that is special.
There's a screen. Here's Cooper. And a Again, Boston with the triple.
Proving once again, he is one of the best shooters in the league.
We've got 1:48 left in the first half. Sinks the tray. Wilson's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Outside, Williams. Here's Cooper. He's got 6. A closer. It's rebounded by Key. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Here's Primo. No points so far. And there's another one. For the Bulls. Boston trails by 4. Milton for 3. The shot off that time. End of quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1.
Make the math work in your favor.
Pass to Wilson. To the inside. To the wing, right side. Tipped. 20 seconds left in the first half of this one. Cooper's shot is off.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistently.
Pass to Williams. Good if it goes. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Chicago ahead, leading by 4. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And let's get you back to the action as game 2 is getting underway. Boston trails by 4. Here's Amude. Pass to Bennett. Johnson with it. Shoots from 12. No good off the back of the rim.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
And out of bounds. Boston will have it.
Away team ball.
Boston on offense. 4-point game. Here's Amude. Pass to the closer. Now here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Nice, clean bounce pass. Sometimes the fundamentals are all you're going to need.
And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half.
And he wastes no time coming out of the break.
Boston trails by 4. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Inside. Law. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
And he's good on the second. Bulls leading by 3. And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Here's Garcia. Let's go with a 3. Knocks down the long J. He's got 10.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
And Boston calls time here. Both teams deciding to change it up. 1:21 left in the third quarter. Here's Amude. Here's Cooper. Again, the miss by Boston. Here's Wilson. Here's Garcia. Again, the Bulls score.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
Here's Cooper. He has 6. Here's Amude. Kept alive. Pass to Law. Here's Cooper. Here's Amude. It's tipped. And a pass break now for the Bulls. Here's Wilson. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Man, their offense is clicking. Players, coaches, everybody, they are in sync.
And so it's Chicago earning this break in the action. Up 10. Defense is setting the tone. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
14.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. And so here is Chicago. Washington a screen.
Away team foul. Law. First personal foul. First team foul.
Down low. And out of bounds. Boston will have it.
Substitution for the away team.
Boston trails by 10. Here's the closer. To the left wing. Timeout called, Celtics.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
So both teams changing it up here. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey guys, the head coach for Boston had some instruction for his guys during the break. They took a laid-back approach to the huddle, telling the team everyone thinks this game is over, so just go out there and let it rip. Let's see what we can do. And I think the players love that message.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
Personal foul.
Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Bulls.
The name of the game in the modern NBA is making threes, spacing the court, and that's exactly what they are doing tonight.
And they've been letting it rain from the mid-range. A throwback approach that's really working well for them in this one.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Lets it go. Key, no good. Boston trails by 10. Pass to Bennett. Outside Johnson. No good on the triple. Washington outside. And a little over a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Soft touch off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 12.
And they're just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're really...
Joining us for the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. A make-or-break game tonight with the series standing at 2-0. With Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. It's the Chicago Bulls facing the home team. Taking a look at Boston.
All hope isn't lost. Even though they're down 0-2, they're at home for the first time in this series. They're hoping this crowd can be the catalyst for turning this series around.
And Boston calls time here. Taking a look at Boston, starting to feel like a must-win game for them.
It really is. I mean, it's not panic time yet. A win here, and they're right back in this series with Game 4 being played in front of their home fans.
Out to the wing. Clock at 6. Out to the right wing. Here's Cooper. Knocks it down from distance.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
To the wing, right side. Here's Garcia.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
The 11-footer. Right wing. The 3 from Washington. Amude with the rebound. .143 left in the first quarter. Pass to Cooper. There's the screen by Johnson. From deep. Offensive board. Here's Cooper. And it's Chicago with a board.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Key. Shot clock at 6. Over to the wing. Here's Garcia. Pass to Wilson. Here's Key. Second chance effort. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that probably is a miss, but somehow he finds a way.
Here's Amude. Pure from three-point range.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Here's Garcia. Pass to Livingston. Here's Garcia. And there's a pick. Here's Livingston. Rebounded by Johnson.
I don't know if he's trying to show off with the crowd or what, but there's no reason for that kind of shot.
And that does it for the first quarter. Boston out in front, leading by 4. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. And we're back with more action from the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Now here's Williams to the inside. Law. Here's the closer. Elbow shot. It's rebounded by Vaughn. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Pass to Key. Launches a 3. He drops it from range. Key's got 5.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
And there it is for him.
An aggressive move. Takes it strong, and there's no help defensively.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Here's Key. He's got 5. There's the triple. And again, it's Chicago with a 3.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Pass to Cooper. A minute 29 left in the second. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. And the Bulls making a change here. Chicago trailing here. And there's the drive. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
In the NBA, you just can't let guys get to the rim.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy, focused on finishing firm at the rim. Puts one up from 19. And Chicago again with a bucket. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Amude. No good from outside.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
We've got 22 seconds left in the first half. So they take the lead. On the take. Here's Johnson. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Johnson's got his first basket.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
And out of bounds. Boston will have it.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Bennett. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And welcome back to our coverage of Game 3 on 2K Sports. So it's Boston now. Lets a three fly. Rebound by the Bulls. Here's Garcia. Sinks the tray. Garcia's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. Here's Garcia. It doesn't go for him.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
Here's Amude. Washington grabs the miss.
Got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
There's a screen to the right side. And out of bounds. It'll be Chicago ball. And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Here's Garcia. Goes back up. And it's good on the layup. And now it's a 5-point Bulls lead.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
Fires high post. Cooper's shot is off.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
.43 seconds left in the third quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Boston pulls it in. Here's Amude. 4-3. Drains the triple. Amude's got his second bucket on the night.
Big day for their backcourt. Their guards have really set the tone for the rest of this team.
Boy, a forgettable night for him, but thankfully his...
Oh, okay then.
B.A., I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. Boy, he clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. Garcia's got 5 points for the lead. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. 3 quarters of play and a close one.
The Bulls, 23.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Chicago leading. There's a screen. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. And the Bulls lead by 4.
What an effort to get the tip in, just wanting it a little bit more.
Johnson on the wing. Nails it from 3.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Washington a screen. Down low. Here's Garcia. Back to Washington. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
It's winning time, and that's a winning play.
Pass to Cooper. .149 left in the fourth quarter here. Amude can't hit.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. Just missed it.
On target from range.
The three-pointer becomes a very high percentage shot when he's that wide open. You better get a hand in his face.
Timeout called, Celtics. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hi, guys. The head coach for Boston had some instruction for his guys during the break. He told his guys to up their aggressiveness on the defensive end, saying this game is all about who can get stops right now. I need you guys to bring some more energy on defense. That's how we'll get this win. Guys?
Thanks for that, Allie. Offensive rebound. Here's Garcia. Off target from three-point range.
You know, I think it's desperation time for them.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every possession. That's what it's going to take here.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Rebounded by Johnson.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Timeout called, Celtics. Boston on offense. They trail by 3. To the middle. Money.
Big time shot, sending his teammates into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Good on the first. And that'll put them up 2. And so both free throws good. And it's a 3-point game.
What composure at the line, forcing your opponent to look for the three-pointer now.
To tie it up. Oh, bangs home the 3. Oh, a tremendous 3. We're tied. Timeout Bulls. No good from three-point range. Ooh, costly foul there. That'll send him to the line for 3 free throws.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
He makes the first of 3, and that gives him a lead. The second one drops, and that'll put him up 2. And so he's good on all 3 free throws. And that makes it a 3-point lead. Timeout Bulls! Turning here to our analyst. What elements become the primary keys at this point?
An insane scenario. Not enough time for a catch-and-shoot 3, so it has to be an alley-oop that draws the and-1 foul.
So we see Boston get the win here. Things were looking scary for them.
Game 4 of this Eastern Conference Finals is up for grabs. The series will either go to a tie, 2-2, or a lopsided 3-1 lead. 2K Sports brings you the NBA playoffs. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. It's the Chicago Bulls and the Celtics. You take a look at Boston. Scratching out a home win tonight will be absolutely critical for them, trailing 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, and the goal is to win tonight. Make it a best-of-3 series. They already know they're going to have to get one on the road, which is going to be tough enough. But if they can get this one, then they've got a shot.
Taking a look at Boston. They'll hold nothing back tonight to have a shot at advancing, Greg. They got to even the series.
Lose this one, and you got to win the next 3. Extremely unlikely they can recover if they falter here.
Just 3 to shoot. Goes up the baseline. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Here's Cooper. Pass to Amude. A three-pointer is right on target. Amude's got the game going with his first points of the game for Boston. Outside, Garcia. Johnson with the rebound.
That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Boston shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Both teams deciding to change it up. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Here's Cooper. Pass to Johnson. Here's Cooper. Rebounded by Livingston. With the drive. And the 3 off target.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And now the first timeout called here for the Bulls. And the Bulls making a change here. Bulls still looking like they're getting going. Still without a basket in the game. Outside, Garcia. And they get it. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Bulls shooting their first shots of the night from a charity stripe. First one falls for it. Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Here's Amude. Oh, that's blocked. They retain possession. 30 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Key. Pass to Garcia. It's good from about 9. Feet.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, 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 yes type of shot.
Here's Amude. Can't connect from 14 feet out. And so the first quarter is in the books. Celtics lead by 5. And don't go away. And we welcome you back to Game 4 on 2K Sports. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
You can see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Here's Key. No scoring in this one. 6 to shoot. Shot on the wing. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Here's Amude. 7 points in the game. And it's in there. Amude's got the lead up to 8 now for Boston.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Over to the left wing. Here's Wilson. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. Celtics leading by 8. Here's Cooper. And it's Boston with another.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
.129 left now here in the second. Pass to Wilson. Right wing. Here's Garcia. Nailed from three-point land. Garcia's got 5 now.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Here's Amude. Back to Johnson. For 3. Rebound by the Bulls.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Garcia up top. 5 points in the game. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Cooper. And a miss there on the triple. Bulls trail by 7. Pulls up. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And we've reached halftime in this one. Boston on top. They lead by 7. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Welcome back to playoff basketball on 2K Sports. This is the Eastern Conference Final. Here's Johnson. Lays it up and banks it in. Johnson's got his second basket of the game.
Plays like that make a coach's life easy. Love the work rate he shows on the glass to get the score.
Pass to Washington. clock at 5. Garcia can't get it to go. Boston leading by 9. Here's Cooper. 7 points in the game. Johnson the screen. Here's Amude. They get it back. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Super work on the boards. They really want to put their foot down on them now.
Yeah, and once you've got them on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of it.
Garcia's shot is good.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Taken away. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From down in the low post, it goes. Garcia's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, that's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
From the wing, here's Johnson. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Johnson's got 8.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Another 3 for Chicago.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. A steal. And now in transition is Garcia. Here we go.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Cooper. 7 points in the game. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Celtics lead by 3. We've got more hoop.
21.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Bulls trailed by 3. Outside, Garcia. And shot on the way. Johnson with the rebound. Here's Cooper. He takes it in. Up and in on the layup. Cooper's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Celtics. Outside, Garcia. Doesn't go for it. Great tee that time from Johnson. Out to the wing. Here's Amude. It's blocked. Garcia inside. Sinks the three-pointer.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Johnson the screen. Goes back up. And he sinks the layup. And the Celtics lead by 4.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreaking.
And here's Garcia. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from the corner. They get it again. Bulls need to get a shot off here. No good on the three. Boston leading by 4. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Johnson the screen. Lobbed up there for Johnson. Takes it inside. Yes!
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Down low. Here's Amude. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Outside, Garcia. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Taking 2 shots.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ballgame.
A very successful visit to the line for him. Now this is a 2-possession game.
.16 seconds left in the fourth. Inside. Wide open. It falls! They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ballgame.
Great composure there. Calmly knocks them down to put this game out of reach.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're down by 4. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
Yeah, and then they have to foul quickly and hope for some misses at the line.
And so it's Boston's. What a series it's been. We're tied at 2-2, and here comes the all-important Game 5. 2K Sports presents the NBA playoffs. This is Kevin Harlan, joined at the broadcast table by Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And as always, we'll hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. Taking a look at Chicago. With the series tied 2 games apiece, a chance here to retake the series lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
No secret here, guys, that in this situation, the winner of Game 5 goes on to win the series the vast majority of the time. So they want to take care of business here and avoid a do-or-die Game 6 in hostile territory.
Now, here is Garcia. Knocks down the 3-ball. Taking a look at Chicago. Greg looking to assume command of this series. It's appeared to be pretty evenly matched, though, thus far.
But they're the higher seed, and this is when that comes into play. In essence, a 3-game series now with 2 of those at home. They gotta like their chances.
2 minutes remaining.
Just over a minute played here in the start of the game.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Chicago shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
Wow, wouldn't he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. Here's Amude. Pass to Cooper. 1:44 left in the first quarter. To the wing right side. Clock at 4. Here's Amude. A beautiful reverse layup.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's Livingston. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first. Here's Garcia. No good on the triple.
That is the perfect technique to rebound. I mean, he shields his man, kept him behind, and then he's off to the races.
Johnson the screen. Pass to Cooper. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by Livingston. And here's Garcia. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And it's Washington missing. Stolen by Washington. Pass to Livingston. Outside, Garcia. To the paint. Misses the layup.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
The ball goes to the away team. Substitution on the court.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Good if it goes. No good on the last second attempt there. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's the book.
The visiting team, 2.
So glad to have you with us here as we bring you more action from courtside at Game 5. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Bulls, guys, what do you think?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
Yeah, this defensive game plan is working very well, putting constant pressure on the offense and forcing a lot of mistakes.
Here's Vaughn. Clock is at 3. Here's Primo. The rebound by the closer.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Throws it up high.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Jacks up a 3. Trains the 3-pointer.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
There's a screen. Outside Williams. Down low. Milton. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Pass to Primo. He claims that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Primo's got the lead up to 4 now for Chicago. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively. Sure. And guys, point of it. For the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Boston making a switch here. Chicago leading by 4. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first half. Pass to Wilson. To the right side. Lets the 3 fly. Garcia's shot is good.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
And here is Williams. Here's Amude. And again, unable to change momentum here. Here's Washington. Driving inside. Off target at the rim. Pass to Milton. Here's Amude. Back to Williams. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. Here's Johnson. And Johnson with the stop.
Oh, a big man with a big finish.
Chicago leading by 5. Pass to Key from outside the arc. That one misses. He gets it up. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Bulls lead by 5. We'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball. And here we go. Heading back to the action here in the Eastern Conference Final. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Cooper.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Amude. It's deflected. Fast break, Chicago. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And then Washington with the dunk.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Amude, no good. Bulls leading by 7. Pass to Livingston. Now, here's Washington. Puts it up from 17. And it's in off the backboard. Washington's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that. Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
And shot on the way. Rebound, Boston.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Pass to Amude. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson.
3 points.
Amude's got his second basket of the night.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
And here is Johnson. And an intentional foul right there.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Several teams changing it up here. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Amude off the mark there with the three-point shot. Now here is Garcia. We've got 22 seconds left in the third. Just 5 to shoot. A 3-ball. Sinks the triple. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the third. Lobbed up there for Johnson. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. And we've watched 3 so far in this one.
The Bulls.
It's Chicago.
18. The visiting team, 13.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Boston trails by 5. Here's Cooper. Pass to Amude. There's a good screen. That's tipped. To the inside. Feed away. Good. Livingston's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Bulls. Here's Amude. And it's Bennett in the corner. It's ball movement by Boston. And Amude gets it to go.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Here's Garcia. Good on the 13-footer. And the Bulls lead by 6.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Here's Amude. Kept alive. This one for 3. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feed. And now that's 11 points for Slim.
And that's right in his wheelhouse. Looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Rebounded by the Celtics. There's the screen. Here's Montana. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
The Bulls call timeout. The latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Bulls coach was going over with his team. He wants them to have an even temperament. He said, I like the energy, but don't rush. Don't force things. Let the game come to you. Kevin, it's difficult to play with everything on the line with that kind of equilibrium.
Thank you, David.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Over to the wing. Here's Amude. Shot clock at 6. Here's Johnson. Rebounded by Livingston.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
Yeah, this one isn't over, but they can't afford to waste any time now.
There's a screen by Washington. Inside. Oh, we had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. And so it's Boston scraping by with the win.
The end of these Eastern Conference Finals is in sight for both teams, but only one of them is poised to win it all tonight in Game 6. With 2 Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. It's the Chicago Bulls facing the home team. Taking a look at Boston.
Well, most people thought they'd lose this series. However, they've been rock solid. A chance to capture the series at home tonight. You cannot pass up this incredible opportunity.
Boston shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. Taking a look at Boston, they've got themselves right where they want to be. A chance to win the conference title on their home court.
And if you gave them this option heading into the round, they'd have taken it in a heartbeat. This is their shot. They do not want to face the prospect of a Game 7 on the road. They have to get the job done here tonight.
5 to shoot. Fires from the line. Livingston. Boston pulls it in. There's a screen by Johnson. Here's Cooper. Hits a three-pointer.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. Takes a 3. And once again, off the mark by Chicago. Snatched away. Here's Garcia. Shot clock at 5. Here's Livingston. Second chance effort to the inside. In transition, here they come. Here's Amude to the left wing. Second chance shot. Livingston grabs the miss.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Here's Garcia. And Once again, off the mark by Chicago.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Amude. Launches it from deep. Kept alive. Pass to Bennett. Here's Amude. This one for three. Hits the trifecta.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
They still need this. Ooh, it's stolen away. And so the first quarter is in the books. Boston out in front, up by 7. And we'll bring... And welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. This game 6 getting started. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
I think across the board, a number of... guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And that ends their drought. You could feel the frustration building with each miss.
And you've got to be able to show some resiliency, right? Keep pounding away, and it finally falls for you.
And Boston calls time here. Chicago making a switch here. Here's Williams. Pass to Cooper. On the wing, Milton. Off the mark there with a 3. The Bulls trail by 5. Here's Vaughn. Here's Wilson. Here's Key. 4 on the clock. No good on the triple.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Here's Cooper. Misses the 3. Chicago with the ball. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. And here they come. And they're unable to get the tying bucket there. We've got 1:23 left in the second period. Puts it up from 12. And he gets the jumper to drop. Cooper's got 5 now. Now a timeout called by Chicago. Bulls trail by 4. Here's Key. 5 points in the game. Garcia. On target from range. Garcia's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Their guards have carried the offensive load. With the way they perform, they've got the green light to shoot whenever there's an opening.
Down low. Johnson with a bucket.
What an effective, efficient offensive possession. They'd love to get that shot every trip down the floor.
And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. And the basket by Garcia. Here's Amude. From deep three-point land. Washington grabs the miss. Pass to Wilson. Over to the wing. Here's Garcia. Washington a screen. Here's Key. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Boston out in front. They lead by 1. And will return shortly. And we're back with more action. From the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. Chicago trailing here. Here's Garcia. Shot clock at 6. For the lead. Bennett with a rebound. Here's Amude. Nice move. Here's Johnson. Pass to Cooper. There's a screen. Here's Amude. Tries again. The shot off that time.
Boy, he cannot get anything to fall, but the teammates, boy, have they delivered.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. Here's Garcia. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Garcia's got 7 points.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Now that's a textbook alley-oop.
I thought he'd go for the slam, but that worked. Washington a screen.
Boston foul. First personal foul. First team foul.
So both teams changing it up here. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot from the wing. Boston pulls it in.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
They set the pick. Here's Cooper. Wilson grabs the board. Takes the 3. Another shot. Livingston, no good.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
On the wing, Milton. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul. First team.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
Boston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Second free throw, no good. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
Honestly, I don't know how he pulled that off.
Chicago shooting their first free throw of the night. 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Amude. And it's off from 3-point range.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game. He's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Bad foul. That's not who you want to send to the line.
Chicago shooting their 2nd and 3rd shots at the line here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Pass to Washington. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Garcia. Pure from three-point range. Garcia's got 10. Here's Johnson. And he hits the jumper for 2. The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Bulls up by 4. And time for a short break. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Here's Cooper. Pass to Johnson. Here's Bennett. And now the Bulls in transition. Washington a screen. And an intentional foul right there.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Here's Garcia. Five on the clock. The Bulls need to get off a shot. It's stolen by Johnson.
Moving the ball is certainly important, but forcing passes like that is simply bad basketball.
Tipped. That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one. Here's Garcia. Uncovered. And that one is right through the heart.
Boy, that one was not easy. Every once in a while, you just make a tough shot.
Pass to Johnson. Here's Amude. Back to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in. Chicago leading by 4. Here's Garcia. Minute 35 left in the final quarter. Driving in. Boston pulls it in. Here's Bennett. Pass to Cooper. Six on the shot clock. From deep, Johnson. Washington grabs the miss.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
The three ball. Rebounded by Johnson.
Yeah, and the defense really respects his shooting ability, and they showed it with that tight coverage.
There's the screen by Johnson. Driving inside.
First personal foul.
First free throw is good. And that narrows the lead down to just 3. And that's good as he hits both shots.
Well, consistency is so critical, especially in clutch moments. This guy has got that gene.
And I think we'll see him milk the clock a bit.
Yeah, seems like the heady move right now.
Here's the 3. Oh, he buried the 3.
And looking for a quick bucket here.
You've got to run a play that's a quick strike. You've got to immediately foul after that.
Good work there as it goes.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Second team foul.
And so they foul intentionally.
Fourth personal foul. Third team foul.
Good on the first. And that increases the lead to 6. So he gets them both. And it's a 7-point game.
Well, we know this. Free throw shooting is such a mental aspect of the game. This guy keeps his composure and comes through.
And that's stakes are at their highest. A trip to the NBA Finals on the line. Get ready to sit back and enjoy Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. We've got the visitors and the Chicago Bulls. You look at the Bulls.
Well, it all comes...
Oh, okay then.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. Out to the right wing. From about 19. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Boy, a miss like that would drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Here's Garcia. Three-pointer. Gets the three ball to go. Garcia's got 5. You look at Chicago. This series has played out tougher than they thought, but here they are on their home court, 1 win away from the finals.
And if you're truly a championship team, you have to win Game 7s at home. All great teams are faced with these situations. The legendary ones rise to the occasion.
Here's Washington.
He did it!
Punch it home!
Nice. Look at the power on that.
He has to be one of the top dunkers in the game today. A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. Here's Cooper. Oh, and he nails it from the high post.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Back to Washington. Just 5 on the clock. And Cooper pulls it down. Pass to Johnson. Spins to the rack. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
With power. That's how you do it, big fella.
We've got 33 seconds left in the first. Here's Garcia. From about 19. Oh, can't get it. Misses his first attempt. They are looking really strong offensively.
Yeah, just terrific momentum. Let's see if they can keep it up.
There's the screen by Johnson. There's the steal. It's all tied in Chicago. Let's take a quick break, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
7. The visiting team, 7.
And welcome back to the Eastern Conference Final. Present by 2K Sports. And from what we've seen from Chicago, what's your take so far?
It's all about the strong inside-out game in the first period. Really helped them get some clean looks down low.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
Williams with it. Pass to Bennett. Here's Law. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And so here is Chicago. Here's Vaughn. Here's Key. Clock at 6. 4-3. Bennett with a rebound. Boston on offense. To the inside. Here's Milton. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. To the paint. Here's Wilson. And he dunks it home after the pick freed him up.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Boston. They trail by 1. Pass to Cooper. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. Boston shooting their first free throws of the night right here. The first one falls. It's both from the stripe.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
And just about a minute and a half has passed here in the second quarter. The three is up. Hits the three-pointer.
This team looks to him to score the ball. They feel good when he's taking the shots.
And here is Williams. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Out to the wing. Pass to Law. Back to Williams. Over to the left wing. Bennett can't hit. Chicago leading. There's 57 seconds left in the second quarter. The Bulls need to get off a shot. Here's Garcia. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Garcia's got 7 points.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
Pass to Williams. Soft touch off the glass. Williams has gotten his first bucket of the night.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
Here's Garcia. 7 points in the game. Pass to Wilson. Gets it off. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good.
Ending the first half with an exclamation point. The three-pointer adding insult to injury.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's the Bulls. They lead by 5. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And our coverage of Game 7 continues. Intense atmosphere right now. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Woo! B.A., that's lit.
Ferocious all the way. Man, that was good. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. 5 points in the game.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And Boston calls time here. Boston trails by 5. There's the screen by Johnson. The 3 is up. The shot that time not on target. Here's Garcia. Pass to Livingston. 6 to shoot. Here's Garcia. He has 7. No good there. Off the double clutch. Here's Amude. Here's Bennett. Pass to Amude. The 3. Chicago with a rebound. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Here's Garcia. Over Williams. Garcia, no good. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Again, the miss by Boston. Bulls leading by 5. They set the screen. Charity stripe shot. Rebounded by Johnson. Boston trails by 5. Stolen. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Oh! Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback. Ouch.
That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark. Washington a screen. Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Chicago ahead, up 5. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Bulls leading by 5. Down low. It's intercepted. Here's Cooper. It's stolen by Washington. Tipped. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
On defense, the visiting team. It's a 5-point game. Here's Garcia. 5 on the clock. Rebounded by Johnson. Pass to Cooper. From deep three-point land. That shot missing. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it.
2 minutes.
Here's Garcia. From the top of the key. Perfection. Beautiful stroke. And the Bulls lead by 7.
Boy, that one was not easy. Every once in a while, you just make a tough shot.
Here's Amude. There's the 3. Washington grabs the miss.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way, because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
Here's Garcia from outside the arc. Rebounded by Johnson.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Amude. To the wing on the left. Puts up a deep 3. The shot off that time.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Sends it home from three-point land.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point,